folks, it's Amy from Colorado Mountain Living. Do not adjust your sets. I realize that behind me it's all white. It doesn't really seem natural. We did get our snowstorm last night, yesterday as well, and thank God that it did not turn out the way they predicted. We got much less than the predicted amount of snow. So they were calling at one point 5 to 8 inches during the day and 3 to 5 at night. And I think the storm kind of pushed out of the way, because what happened was we got about a good inch of snow during the day yesterday, and then it really petered out, and the snow that was coming down was just really fine snow. It wasn't like the accumulating kind of snow. So it was kind of a relief to see that we weren't getting piles and piles of snow after it had just already melted. And so we were curious to see what happened overnight, because the forecast was calling for additional inches overnight, but thank God we woke up to just a few inches of snow. And with the sun coming down right now, it's actually really hot feeling. It's a little bit too much right now. We've got some melting. So I already put my snow stake away for the season, and I want to see how much snow we got. I already took Vigo for a walk in the woods this morning, so I think I missed out on my peak opportunity to catch the most accurate snow measurement. Let's see here. I'm gonna go on the front side of the house. Let's see. Kind of undulates in a few spots. Let's just go right where the normal snow stake was. And about 3.5 inches is kind of what our final total is. So yeah, 3.5 definitely is something that we can get past. So the sun is really bright right now. I think it's gonna melt really quickly. The ground's already warm. Where Brian drove out earlier this morning, Brian left for work, and you can see where he drove out, it only looks like an inch or two of snow on the driveway. So it's definitely compressed in the warmest areas. In the coolest areas of the house is where we got our measurement. It was 3.5 inches. So it probably definitely snowed more than that, but because of the warmth of the ground, we didn't get to see the full accumulation, which is fine by me. So, I'm kind of happy with it, because what this is giving us is more moisture for the ground. I think we're going to have a fantastic wildflower season. I can't wait to see. We've been told that the last few years we've been in a drought. So, I've seen quite a bit of wildflowers, but I think this year is going to be fantastic, and maybe a really great year for the garden. There's the old snow fence back. There's the old stick fence back there holding up in the snow. So one thing we had interesting, I think you saw in the last video, we had a moose show up. That was a few days ago. Well, he is actually back this morning. Luckily, I looked out the window as I came downstairs, looked out the window. He was directly on the trail right over there, staring at the house. He probably heard me come down the stairs. And so I knew that it had to be careful going outside today with Vigo, because Vigo's hip to the moose and he's very alert. And we've done a little bit more training with the sports dog collar. This delivers a electric impulse as well as a vibrational, as well as a sound tone. He wears the collar around his neck, and we had gotten this years ago, but really hadn't had time to do a lot of training with it. But this is definitely an essential piece that we need up here, because he's so out of control around animals. He really goes crazy, so he needs something that's, and we don't always have hands on him. We don't always have a leash around him and a collar. We can just grab and, do some discipline to offset those sort of impulses that he gets. So this actually has worked out really well. So I had to grab this morning. The Sport Dog brand, one thing that happened, I was wearing it around my neck one day and the side button fell off. This is the button that delivers the sound, and it's so recessed that you can't even press it with your finger. I'm going to try to design something out of epoxy and see if I can stick one on there, because that's really helpful, and I can't press it at all except for with a pencil. He's responding well with just the settings set at like 5. It's not even maxed out. And, you know, we came out this morning and I knew that the moose was still there. He was actually lying down on the trail. And we came out this way around the house, and I wanted to go the back side of the shed to kind of to just give as much room as possible. But right away, Vigo smelled him and barked like crazy. And then he ran off. And so the first thing I did was the vibrational, and because I didn't see him come right back, I hit the electric impulse, and then he came right back to me. And he stayed right by my side. And this was the first time I've used it with actually a moose present. So this was really effective. I was super happy. Vigo's a really, really smart dog, and he knows that, you know, just by sight, he knew that by wearing the collar today, he was going to have to really listen more. And the fact that I walked out with a remote, he knew that every command was not an optional command today. Yeah, he always knows when I'm bluffing. So if I don't have a treat, or if I don't have some kind of really good reason for him to listen, he doesn't want to. So that's the plus and the minus with German Shepherds. They're very smart dogs. He's acting like he's seeing something in the woods, but stay over here, Vigo. I think when we went into the woods, we followed the trail that way, and when we came back, the moose was gone. The moose was right on the trail, pretty much. So hopefully it was a male. He was just starting to bud out with his antlers. So not quite as dangerous as a female with babies, but male moose are definitely more aggressive, and they are the ones that tend to rush out at Vigo and try to charge him. So let's see, I'll show you. The moose must have come through here, because here's the tracks. This is a young male. So he just walks down the driveway, apparently. And then looks like he turned and went up the hill right here. Looks like he stayed on this side of my fence. So, there. And I think he stepped over right here. So, like I said about the stick fence, I thought it would keep some animals out, but I pretty much understood it would not keep the moose out. This is 3 feet tall at least, right here to me. And then there's moose tracks on the other side, and he went that way. So he stepped right over it. And I mean, hard to say. He didn't knock anything down, but like I've said about the fence before, it's not the most sturdiest thing in the world. The wires are pretty old on it. So the bees are all tucked into their hive. I did confirm last week that the queens in each hive started laying. So I remember the video when I was worried about if I even had a colony left in the second hive, but they were so small it was hard to tell. But I was able to confirm fresh brood and eggs and larvae and queen activity in both hives. And they were eating their pollen patties that I had put out in the fall. So excellent news for the bees, and we'll be keeping up with them the next few weeks as well as they expand their hives. Folks, I just wanted to give you a quick update on the aftermath of our snowstorm, which kind of was a bust, but totally fine with me. I'm glad that the sun is super strong right now and everything is melting really quickly. So the good news is that it's already melting and you can see the grass already. Bad news is I think it's snow right there. Oh well, it'll all be gone by the end of the week. Just think of it as white rain, right? It's just the moisture that we need right now to get all of our plants ready to blossom and bloom and fruit and all that good stuff. The ground is super soft. I guess the only downside is that the roads are going to be extremely muddy. The driveway is going to be muddy for a few more days, but with the sun coming out by the end of the week, we should have some drying action pretty soon, and we'll be able to get to more of our outdoor activities. But in the meantime, we've got plenty to do inside as far as continuing to work on our steel beams for the railings. And our cable order should be coming sometime this week. We did have it ordered last week, except they sent us the wrong cable. They sent us chicken wire. You know, sometimes that kind of stuff happens. It happens to us a lot. I don't know why. But anyway, so yeah, once we get our cable prepped, we'll start be putting in our railings. So stay tuned for that video. But guys, take care. I hope you're warm and sunny, enjoying the spring. I think we'll be seeing some flowers pretty soon, so we'll keep you posted, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
It's snowing. Laugh, cry, laugh, cry, laugh, cry. It's snowing and the sun is out.